back to Kirsty's Pilates. I hope you're all well and staying fit. This one is going to be starting standing, as you can see, and then we'll go down onto the floor. So again, I'm doing it with no equipment at all except a block for the end, so you don't need anything at all. No wobble boards at the moment, you'll be pleased to know. Okay, your feet are hip distance apart, facing forwards. You're going to rock forwards and backwards from your toes to your heels and come to rest. Toes are nice and spread out. Your centre of gravity is in the middle. You're not leaning forwards or backwards or on one side or the other. Knees are soft. Pelvis nice and neutral, coming to rest in the middle. You've got your string pulling your head up towards the ceiling. You're standing up nice and tall, eyes focused on the horizon, and your nose is a little bit pushed back so that your neck is nice and long. Shoulders rolling back, shoulder blades sliding down the back of your ribs, nice and flat. Ribs are focused down towards your hips. Pelvic floor lifted up nice and tight. Have I said that already? No. Pelvic floor lifted up nice and tight. Your tummy is squeezed in, and you're breathing nice and deeply. Breathing in through your nose and blowing out through your mouth. So straight on with the head, breathing in and blowing out as you turn. Breathing in and blowing out. And again. And then your chin's going down to your chest. And then up. And again. And up. And then your ear is going to your shoulder, nice and gently. And you haven't forgotten your pelvic floor and your tummy. So shoulders then. Shoulders are rolling back. Shoulder blades are sliding down the back of your ribs, nice and flat. And your ribs are down. Let's do the arms. So your arms are going up, and of course your shoulders are down. If you can't tell if your shoulders are down, then lift them up and then relax them back down. Hold it there. Think about your diamond shape down your back. Your diamond shape is drawing down the back, your shoulders. And relax it back down. So your arms are going up, but your shoulders are staying down. Ribs are down, diamond shape, drawing down the back. And relax. And one more. Arms are up, shoulders are down. Wonderful. So let's just do a nice gentle twist. Knees are bent, hips facing front. You're going to not let them turn. Squeezing the tummy and breathing in as you breathe out, just twisting. Breathing in the front. As you twist, you can make these as small as you want to. If you want to do them smaller, that's fine. Just getting a nice gentle twist. We're going to be doing lots of twisting, by the way, in a minute. Lovely. And then a side bend. So knees, again, are nice and bent. Hips are still. Tummy squeezed in, breathing out as you slide down the side. And you can do it as big or as small as you like. There'll be more of these in a minute as well. Possibly some of you are realising by the way that my mat is positioned what we're going to be doing. And I'm sure you're looking forward to it. Okay, to the side bend. So then knee bends. Knees are going to go straight forward over your middle toe, hopefully, and then lifting up onto your toes. Let's see how balanced I am today. Oh, not bad. Knee bend, knees going straight forward over your middle toes, lifting up toes firmly planted into the floor, ankles nice and strong, drawing up through your thighs, pelvic floor and tummy. Excellent. And then, as I'm doing quite well, I'm going to lift up onto my toes as I bring my arms down. Oops, really fell over. One more. Bend the knees, up onto the toes, drawing up nice and tight. And relaxing back down. Beautiful. Okay, and then I'm going to do, what am I going to do next? Okay, standing up nice and tall, peeling up and turning out, back to the middle, peel it back down, peeling up that foot, turn it out, back to the middle and down. So of course you can add the arms if you want to, you don't have to. Do it without the arms if you wish. Peeling up, out to the side, back and down, drawing up nice and tall, pelvic floor and tummy, and down. So you could, if you wanted to, do circles. You can put your foot down in between if you need to. I'm going to try and do it without. Yay! And then back the other way. Hips back and forwards. Oops. A little bit wobbly. And the other side. If it's too hard, just stick to doing up and out. Circles, one way, and back the other way. Lovely. This is boding well. The rest of the club. Oops, spoke too soon. Oops. Good. Okay. Let's do. Okay. So, I'm standing at the back of my mat, so beware. Feet are hip distance apart. We're going to do this lovely, lovely routine that everybody loves. Nice big step forwards. Both feet facing forwards. Your back heel is lifted. Don't turn your foot out. Keep it facing forwards, lift your heel up. You're not going to lean forwards. You're going to go down. So you're sitting down into it. Both knees are bending. And then you're going to add a twist if you want to. Oh, I'm moving my arms this, I think. Across that twist. So, then back. So, giant step forwards, both feet facing forwards, back heel is lifted, sit down into it. If you go too far forwards, your knee's going to go forwards further past your toes. We don't want that. You want your knee to go straight down, sitting down into it, twist over the front foot. So, if you want to make it easier, you don't have to do the twist. You can just do the step, lift your foot up, just do the squat or lunge. Is it a lunge or a squat? Step forward and a squat. If you want to do the twist as well, if you want to look behind you, it's going to be harder. Oops, oops. As the mat will start to be slippery. Twist. So entirely up to you how hard you make it. Make it as easy as you need to. Just do the lunge. If you don't want to add anything else in. I'm not going to do loads of these. One more. Excellent. Okay. Next lovely one. Feet are hip distance apart, similar. Giant step forwards. Again, both feet facing forwards. Back heel is lifted. Sit down into it, both legs bending, not leaning forwards. Sit down into it. Canoe arms. Or, what was the other one? Kayak. We're either canoeing or we're kayaking, I don't mind. Easier option, keep facing the front. Quite a bit easier. Harder option, twist around to face the back as well, without falling over, hopefully. Quite a lot harder. Thighs start to hurt, obviously. It's all good. Make sure that you're lifting up your pelvic floor, you're squeezing in your tummy, and you're breathing. That's enough of that. Other side, big step forward. Heels up at the back, feet facing forwards, sit down into it, get your canoe out. Easy ones, facing the front. You still get a little bit of a twist. Harder ones, around the back. I'm getting quite out of breath here. It's quite hard. Yeah. Hopefully I'm not coming up to a waterfall. Oops. Lovely. And back. Okay. Bear with me while I just turn the mat round. The next one, somebody's favourite. Feet nice and wide. Bend your knees. Okay, you've got an easier option or a harder option. Hands are on your head. Easy option, tiny little side bend. Keep the knees bent, tummy squeezed in, nice and small. Further down you go, the harder it will be. If you want to go all the way down to your thigh, you can. Tummy's nice and tight, pelvic floor's lifted, breathing. It's all beautiful. As many as you want to do. And the easy ones, just not going down quite as far. If you don't want to, just take it as gently or as hard as you want to, depending on how your back's feeling and everything else. Woo! That's quite hard. That's enough of that. Lovely. Okay. The next one is some lovely roll down, so nice and gentle. Feet hip distance apart, knees are soft, breathing at the top, breathing out your curl down. So one vertebra at a time, curling down, nice and smoothly. As far down as is comfortable for you, you don't have to go all the way down, whatever is comfortable for you. Nice deep breath at the bottom, feel your lungs expanding into the back of your ribs. And then as you come back up, lifting up the pelvic floor, squeezing in the tummy, uncurling the spine, one vertebra at a time. So your easy option, just roll downs. That's all you need to do if you want the easy option. Just your roll downs, nice and smooth and slow. Harder options, I'm not going to do the really hard options because of my back, but harder options, you can go all the way down into your roll down, out into your lovely plank. If you're feeling really clever, you can do a push up there. I'm not going to do that. And then back. And then come back up again. If you wanted to go the midway between those two, you could go do your roll down and then go down onto your hands and knees. And equally, you could do a little push up there, breathing in as you bend, breathing out as you straighten. Do a few if you want. Come back up again. Whatever works for you. I'm just trying one more of these ones. Out into plank if you want to. If you're feeling clever, you can hold it there. I'm not going to do that, my back won't manage that. If you want to do push-ups, you can let the back. However, one more level, and if you're fed up with doing roll downs, then you can have a rest. One more level, which I'm not going to be very good at all, but I'll just try one. Down into your roll, down, out into your plank. Depending on how your back feels, drop your hips down into the floor. If you want to lean back a little bit more, you can do that. I'm not going to do that, it's for my back. So if it feels comfortable on your spine, you can do a lovely stretch there. Otherwise, don't. Be careful of backs. Beautiful. When you have finished all of those, you want to be down on your hands and knees for forgot what it is. Oh, threading the needle. Lovely. So, hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips, back's nice and neutral, shoulders down away from your ears, tummy's lifted, however it feels lifted. So you're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, tuck in under, as you bend that arm, as you breathe in, opening up, following your hand around to get that lovely stretch. So as you breathe out, you're tucking under, that arm's bending. As you breathe in, opening up. I'm just going to do a straightforward one. If you wanted to make it harder, you could of course put a foot out behind you. Make sure it is the foot opposite to the hand that you have lifted, otherwise you'll fall over. But this is the nice straightforward one. And making sure that your pelvis is staying flat, it's not tilting, tummy's lifted. It's all beautiful. And I'm going to swap arms. Breathing in as you breathe out, tucking under. Breathing in as you open up. Try to follow your hand with your eyes. Shoulders down away from your ears, don't let them hunch up. Lovely twist, lovely stretch. And make it harder if you wish to. This is hard enough for me. Wonderful. We'll do one more of those. Come squeezed in. Lovely. Okay, everybody's favourite, the swan dive. So, elbows nice and wide, shoulders down away from your ears. To start with, toes in, heels out, bottom half is nice and relaxed. Your tummy is lifted. So, easy option. Shoulders down, breathing in as you breathe out, lifting up.
just the head. Keeping the neck nice and long, no lifting the chin up, keep the chin tucked in. Tummy squeezed in, breathing in to prepare, breathing out as you lift. Easy peasy, nothing to it. Try to keep the bottom half relaxed, not tensing up the glutes. There is to it. Just trying to lengthen the top of the spine. Wonderful. Stick to that if you want an easier option. If you want a harder option, you can add in the arms, of course. Make sure the shoulders are staying down. I'm not going to do loads of these because of my back, sorry. But your shoulders are down, your tummy's squeezed in, and lifting up your arms as well. Of course, you could do, if your back's fine and you want to do it with your hands narrower and lift up further into more of a cobra position, you can do that. Entirely up to you. Easy option, keep your hands on the floor. Harder option, adding in the arms as well. That's the top half. Bottom half. Feet hip distance apart. Tummy squeezed in, shoulders relaxed. I know that's the hard bit. Squeezing the tummy in, you're breathing in. As you breathe out, lengthening away both your legs. They're being pulled out away from you, they're not lifting high, being pulled out away. Relaxing back down as you breathe in. Squeeze the tummy in, breathing out as they lengthen away. Try to keep the shoulders down. I can feel mine tensing up already. That's the bottom half. If that's too much for your back, if you feel it pulling in your back, you don't want to do that. You want to do swimming legs. One leg lengthening away, then the other leg lengthening away. A little bit easier. Otherwise, both legs. So you could put it all together, breathing in to prepare, breathing out as you lift up the top half with or without the arms. Breathing in to relax back down, breathing out to lengthen away, either both legs or one at a time. So it's like a seesaw. If one end's up, the other end's down. When that end's down, the other end's up. So don't try and lift everything up at once. Anyone very, very clever and bendy can do the next level. I'm not going to do it, but you know what it is. You're going to be pushing up onto your arms and then throw yourself forwards, and you can either do it with a stop or without a stop, just rocking forwards and backwards, but I'm not risking it with my back at the moment, so I'm just going to do a few more of these. Squeezing the tummy in, whichever end is not lifting, you're trying to keep relaxed, which I know is hard. Lovely. When you finish that, have a stretch, sit back on your heels, or do a cat stretch. Just stretch your back out the other way. Lovely. Okay. Right, so what I'm going to do now on the side is I'm going to do an exercise that we normally do with a band or a loop, but I'm just going to do it without anything. If you've got a band or a loop, you can use it, but I'm just showing you that you can do it without anything at all. Absolutely fine. So relaxing down, you can have your underneath leg bent and your top leg is straight. Relax down on your shoulder. Tummy squeezed in, hips are stacked. If you want to work harder, waist is lifted. You've got a lovely gap there. Normal position, your legs straight down. If you want to work harder, have your leg angled back a little bit. It will make it a little bit harder. So all we're going to do is lifting and lowering. It's not hard without the band. Normally we'd do this with the purple band or the yellow band, or the loops, of course. So it's not as hard. We'll look at doing stuff with equipment later. Maybe everybody can get some equipment. We'll see how we go. So just lifting and lowering, but as I said, if you have your leg angled back behind you a little bit, it is a little bit harder. You could also have your toe pointed down a little bit. That would make it even harder if you wanted to do that. So lifting and lowering, not too bad. Waist lifted, if you can manage that. Next one, circles, tiny little circles in one direction. Movement is coming from your hip, not your knee or your ankle. Legs nice and long and straight. You're breathing. Again, your leg could be angled back behind you to make it even harder. It's not that hard to start with. And circles back the other way. But it's still something for our hips. Even without the resistance, at least we're still working our hips and preventing my hip replacement. Thank you very much. So circles in one direction, back the other way. And then let's do foot is hip height, toe pointing down. If you don't want to work harder, don't have the toe pointing down. Little kicks forward, the legs nice and straight. Breathing, tummy squeezed in. Quite small movements coming from your hip. Not that bad really, although I can really start to feel it now. Nice deep breathing. It's all wonderful. Waist lifted. Have you forgotten that? So you've got your little kicks forwards and then exactly the same thing but going behind you. Hip stacked, tummy squeezed in. No movement above your waist, of course, not letting the hips, the ribs move or the back move. They're nice and still. Just the movement coming from your hip. And you're breathing. Wonderful. So even though I haven't got a band or anything, I can feel it working. So it's still worth doing if you haven't got any equipment at all. Still worth doing. Marvellous. Other side. So underneath leg is bent, top leg straight, relax down on your arm. Hips are stacked, tummy squeezed in, waist lifted if you can manage that. Leg angled a little bit behind you if you want to make it harder. So lifting and lowering to start with. Nice and easy, nothing to it. Easy peasy. See how kind I am to you. Easy peasy. Nice and gentle. We've just got to get moving a bit, haven't we? That's all. So breathing, tummies, pelvic floors. Wonderful. And then we've got little circles, so tiny little circles coming from your hip, legs nice and straight, nothing moving above your waist, everything still. Waist lifted, if you can still manage that, you're doing well. Circles in one direction and then back the other way. Lovely. Imagine how good you'll feel when you finish this. Excellent. And then the last two sets, toe pointing down if you want to, little kicks going forwards. If you don't point the toe down, it's just a little bit easier, not that much, but a little bit. Legs straight, breathing, tummy, all the usual things to remember. And no movement in your back, not arching the back at all. And then exactly the same thing going behind you. Keep it all squeezed in. Alright. Breathing. Excellent. Very, very nice. What joys have we next for you? Okay. It's the saw, I'm afraid to say. So, sitting up nice and tall. If you've got something to sit on like a block and you need that, then by all means do that. Otherwise you're sitting on the floor. So, legs can be wherever you want, whatever's comfortable for you. If the saw's awful for you and you really don't want to do it, do the spine twist instead. Perfectly acceptable to do a different exercise if you don't want to do this one. Okay, the saw. Sitting up nice and tall, spine is nice and long, your shoulders are relaxed. You're going to breathe in as you twist, thumbs down at the back, breathing out as you reach forward to saw off your little toe. Breathing in and breathing out, shoulders relaxed. Breathing in as you twist, thumb goes down at the back. Breathing out to reach off your little toe, saw off your little toe. Breathe in and breathe out. Hinging over from your pelvis, of course. Hopefully nice and smooth, and all we ask is that later on they're not quite as gruesome as the first few that you did. So you're allowed to moan and groan in the comfort of your own home, that's all right, although we already moan and groan in the comfort of the hall, don't we? Shoulders nice and relaxed, squeezing the tummy in, nice long body, spine's nice and long, and shoulders are relaxed. It's all beautiful, isn't it? It's not that bad. At least it's not the sore stretch. That's even worse. That'll be for next time. We'll look forward to that. Okay, that's enough of that. Good. So, roll-ups then. So again, I didn't bring a band, so I'm just going to do it without a band. Normal roll-ups, if you've got a band, you can use it. Band tucked around your feet. Sitting up nice and tall. Breathe in as you breathe out, tuck in under. Nice and smooth. Nice deep breath, squeezing the tummy in as you come back up again. So you can do whatever additional bits and pieces you want to do with this. You can take your arms out to the sides. Oh, that was hard. You can take them up, which will be even harder. Tummy squeezed in, spine is curling down nice and smoothly. Breathing. And you've got a lovely twist as well. You could do, if you've got a band, you could do your triceps, taking the band behind you. If you want to do that, you could do a lovely spine stretch forwards if you wanted to add that in. It's all lovely. Whatever you want to do. So we've got circles, haven't we? Squeak. Or down in the middle, and up at the side. Down in the middle. Up at the side, or down at the side, and up in the middle. Neat variation on these, and of course if you can get up again, then you can go all the way down and go to this. Nice deep breath at the bottom, squeeze the tummy in as you come back up. If you need help, bring your arms forward first. If you don't need help, then keep your arms as far behind you as you can as you come up. I do need help at the moment. Get up. Lovely. As many of those as you want. Tucking under, squeezing the tummy in. If you're feeling particularly clever, hands across your chest. I'm not going to be able to do that. Even cleverer, hands on your head. So up to you if you want to be that good. Okay. So balance. Next one. Sitting up nice and tall, you can keep your knees bent if you need to. If you can straighten them, wonderful. It doesn't matter if you can't. And if you can let go. And if you can take your arms behind you, even harder. We'll be working our way up to the boomerang, by the way. Ooh. Good. Okay. Right, you can have a lie down. No, it's not time for a relax. It's the 100, yay! Hooray! Our old favourite. Feet are hip distance apart, your knees are parallel, your pelvis is nice and flat and neutral. Your ribs are relaxed, your shoulders are relaxed, your arms are relaxed, and your neck is nice and long. Pelvic floor is lifted up nice and tight. Tummy is squeezed in. You're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, you've got your double knee fold. Keep the knees bent if you want to. Legs can be straight if you want to. Arms nice and straight. 5 beats to breathe in and 5 beats to breathe out, or whatever works for you. Hoping my knees are above my hips and I'm in a nice position. So, knees bent, slightly easier. Legs straight, a little bit harder. Lower one leg down a little bit harder. Lower leg, both legs down a little bit, even harder. Take your pick, whatever level suits you. Watch your back, make sure your back's not arching. Your pelvis isn't tilting. You're keeping your tummy squeezed in. Hopefully your back is not crunching like mine is. Another good thing. Tummy is squeezed in, arms are nice and straight, no flappy hands. Keep the arms strong. Movement is coming from your shoulders, not your wrists. Squeezing the tummy in. Have a rest whenever you've had enough. I'm getting quite hot. Relax your feet back down one at a time when you've done, or continue for as long as you want to. You know you want to. Breathing, squeezing the tummy in. Is that enough? Yes. Relax your feet back down one at a time. Wonderful, well done, that's that out of the way. Okay. Single leg stretch, my favourite. So, everything's in its lovely neutral position. Your feet are hip distance, your knees are parallel, your pelvis is relaxed. Ribs and shoulders in a nice position. Pelvic floor and tummy, you've got your double knee fold, breathing out as your foot goes away. So, easier option, legs going further up towards the ceiling. Nice and gentle. further down the leg goes towards the floor, the harder it's going to be to keep your pelvis in its nice neutral position and to keep your tummy squeezed in. If you want to make it even harder, of course, add in an arm. One arm going behind you, ribs staying down. Even harder, two arms going behind you. Ribs are down. Tummy squeezed in. And even harder, my favourite, arms across the chest. Nice deep breathing. And bottom half's nice and still, it's not twisting at all. Everything's squeezed in. So if you wanted to make it even harder, slow it down a little bit more. Nice and smooth, nice and controlled. Imagine you've got a bit of resistance, you're pushing your foot away into something. Whichever arms you want to do, or no arms if you want to keep your hands on your knees, that's fine. If you've had enough, have a rest. If you're still going, well done. We love this one. It's my favourite. Squeezing the tummy in. Pause it if you want to do more. Do a double dose of single leg stretch because we love it. All right, that'll do. Lovely, well done. Okay. Double leg stretch, yay! Everything's in its lovely neutral position again. Feet, knees, pelvis, shoulders, ribs. Pelvic floor is lifted up nice and tight. Your tummy is squeezed in. Breathing in, just breathe out your big double knee fold. Feet together, knees apart, hands are on your knees. Breathing in as everything goes out. Breathing out as it all comes back round. Easier option, legs going higher up towards the ceiling. Harder option, of course, legs going further away towards the floor. Further away that they go towards the floor, the harder you need to work to keep your tummy squeezed in, to keep your pelvis in its lovely neutral position. Ribs are staying down, of course, they're not lifting up as your arms go behind you. Everything's nice and smooth and controlled. Have a rest if you've done enough, or carry on if you absolutely love them. What else could we do to make it harder? Oh, slow it down to make it harder. And of course, with everything, if you had weights, you could add weights to make everything harder, of course. Up to you. I think that will do for me. One more. Lovely. So, shoulder bridge then. Feet a little bit closer into your bottom, they're hip distance apart. Feet and knees parallel. If you want your feet together, have your knees together as well. Otherwise, they're both apart. Tailbone's nice and relaxed and heavy. Breathing in to prepare. As you breathe out, you're peeling up your spine. One vertebra at a time. Nice and smoothly, nice straight line at the top, from the knees down to the chest. Breathing in at the top. Keep the tummy tight as you breathe in. As you breathe out, you're curling your spine back down, one vertebra at a time. Hopefully you're feeling it peeling up one bit at a time, and as you come back down, ribs coming down, small of your back, pelvis all the way down to your tailbone, nice and smoothly. Knees and hips staying nice and still, they're not wobbling. Add in any extras you want to. You can add in your arms, of course, going behind you as you breathe in, coming back down as you breathe out. Watch your ribs. Ribs want to lift up, keep them focused down towards your hips by keeping your tummy squeezed in. Lovely. And of course you can do toes if you want to. Watch out for cramp, and heels, particularly watch out for cramp with that one, I think. Lovely. And you can also do your lovely leg pulls. Easy ones, just lengthening away. Or you can do harder ones, up and down, side to side, and round in a circle if you want to. Try to keep your pelvis nice and still, not letting it tilt, and not letting the other knee move as you're waving the other one about frantically. Lovely. Whenever you've had enough of those, bring your knees into your chest, have a little stretch, and breathe. Okay, I've got no idea what's next. Not a lot, not much, I think. We've nearly finished. Let's see. Okay, we have. So, I'm going to do a chalk circle today. So, if you don't want to do the chalk circle, you can just do the chest opener as normal. or you can do a couple of chest openers and then add in the chalk circle if you want to. So knees up nice and high, hips are stacked, don't let the hips roll back, don't let your knees move. If your knees are moving, your hips are probably moving, so keep them still. Shoulders down away from your ears. You can use a pillow, obviously, instead of a block. Tummy squeezed in, so chest opener if you want to do that one, or the chalk circle, you're going around in a circle, of course. And it doesn't matter how high up your arm is when it needs to come off the floor. Just try to make it nice and smooth, and whatever works for you. Breathing nice and deeply. Hopefully when you've done a few, it won't be as crunchy as it is when it starts. This is not my crunchy shoulder, the other side will be worse. Tummy is squeezed in, it's nice and smooth and controlled. I'm doing it quite quickly, you can do it slower than this. And just a reminder, these ones are a little bit more difficult, but you could do this in bed if you had enough space, but the chest opener you can definitely do in bed. Everybody's got enough space to do that. Really, really good idea to do that first thing in the morning. That's enough. I will do some on the other side, and then we're nearly there. So, knees up nice and high, shoulders down away from your ears, hips staying stacked in a nice straight line. I'm going to do a couple of, everything's going to be in the way, isn't it? Something over. A couple of chest openers to start with, and then a chalk circle. Nice and smooth and controlled, and hopefully when you've done a few, it doesn't feel as bad as the first few. It's all lovely. Wonderful. Okay, lovely. So that is it. I'm going to finish off with a relax, but I'm just going to sit here and talk you through the relax. There's no point me lying down and doing it. So if you want to turn your lights off, you can. Close your eyes and block out any noises that you can around you. Just focus your mind on relaxing your body. Take some nice deep breaths, breathing in through your nose and blowing out through your mouth. Nice deep breathing, feel your lungs expanding into the sides of your ribs. So we're just going to relax each part of your body in turn, in whatever position you are comfortable in. Starting with your toes. So imagine your toes are relaxing and becoming heavy, and they're just sinking down into the floor. And then the balls of your feet are becoming relaxed. All the way up, the arches are relaxing, and then all the way up to your heels. The whole of your feet becoming relaxed and heavy, and they're just melting down towards the floor. And then let that feeling continue up to your ankles. Your ankles are becoming relaxed, melting down into the floor, and then continuing up your legs. So your calf muscles are relaxing, and your shins all the way up to your knees. Your legs have become relaxed and heavy. And then the top of your legs, so your thighs and your hamstrings, all the way up to your hips. The whole of your legs now, from the tips of your toes all the way up your legs to your hip joints, have become relaxed and heavy, and they're just melting down towards the floor. And then let that feeling continue up your body. Your buttocks are becoming relaxed, they're just melting down into the floor. Pelvic floor muscles, let them relax all the way back down. And then your tummy, just feel your tummy relaxing, sinking down. And then let that feeling continue up your spine, so that one vertebra at a time is becoming relaxed and is just melting down into the floor, all the way up your spine to your shoulder blades, And then just feel your ribs and your chest just sinking down as well. And then all the way up to your shoulders, feel your shoulders relaxing, melting down into the floor. And then from your shoulders, let the feeling continue down your arms, the top of your arms, now becoming relaxed, all the way down to your elbows, your forearms, all the way down to your wrists, your hands, and all the way down to the tips of your fingers. The whole of your arms now, from the tips of your fingers all the way back up to your shoulders, have become relaxed and heavy, and they're just sinking down into the floor. And then let that feeling continue up the back of your neck, to the back of your head, and the top of your head, and then your face. Just feel all the stress and the tension and the worries melting away out of your face. And just feel that the whole of your body now has become relaxed, every single part, from the top of your head all the way back down your neck to your shoulders, from your shoulders all the way down your arms to the tips of your fingers, and then from your shoulders all the way down your spine to your hips, and then from your hips all the way down your legs to the tips of your toes. Every single muscle and every single joint has become completely relaxed and heavy, and they're all just sinking down into the floor. And just focus on that feeling of being completely relaxed. And then just make sure that you're still breathing nice and deeply. And then if you've got nothing better to do with your time, you can have a little nap. Otherwise, hopefully you'll be getting up nice and slowly. Take some deep breaths when you get up. Don't do anything rushed, and don't get dizzy, and hopefully you'll be feeling a little bit refreshed. Thank you very much for staying with me, and see you again soon.